All right, Spencer Rattler getting his second go at it in some in-game action after Jake Hayner looked abysmal in the first half. He didn't get much help from his team around him, to be fair, but Spencer Rattler definitely looked improved in his second tenure as playing quarterback for the Saints, right? And he came in a difficult situation. You're down 17-0 against a really good Commanders team. You've been on the bench. You're coming in mid-game. Whole lot of circumstances going against Spencer Rattler, and I think given those circumstances, I thought he performed well. I thought he made some really nice throws. I thought he was obviously clutch. Leading the Saints down the field in that final drive to have a chance to win the game. Um, so let's look at some of the film from Spencer Rattler against the Washington Commanders. So this first play here, this is a really nice completion from Spencer Rattler, and it's a nice play call. So we're gonna get Dante Pettis, excuse me, on the motion and a wrap around. We're gonna get the kind of clear out sort of thing from Scantling, I believe it is, and then Kamara here on the sit. Okay, let's press play here. So there's the motion over. Looks like Commanders are going to be in some sort of quarters coverage. So we hit the top of our drop, right? We let this thing go. Play call does its job against the coverage, right? The only thing you ask for is a little bit better ball placement there from Spencer Rattler because, again, this almost, it's a really good catch. It could have fell incomplete or possibly picked off from behind because it's not a very good accurate ball, but it's a good job of getting the ball to the receiver and picking up a first down. So only thing you can ask for on this play, hey, give me a little bit better accurate ball because again, if you do, if we put this thing out in front of him, he's got a lot of space in front of him to work with to get a lot of yards after catch, right? But again, under the circumstances, beggars can't be choosers. Nice completion, move the chains, first down. Next play here's just the absolute insane play to MVS down the field from Spencer Rattler. And so pre-snap, the Commanders are going to be one high, but they're going to rotate. Okay, they're going to rotate to cover two, Tampa 2. And he's going to try to hit Scantling on the post. And obviously he does hit him, right? And what do we know is the weak point of Tampa 2, right? You get these split safeties, this huge void in the middle of the field. That's a weak point, right? So I don't hate the decision, right? But I feel like if Spencer Rattler could have maybe hung in the pocket and read the field, he would have seen a deep corner down here come wide open, right? And you could see like the safety's hips are pointed towards the inside, right? Looking for this post, and so that leaves this guy wide open. But again, you can't really complain because it was a completion and a huge gain as it was, and it is a post against two deep, which is a beater, right? But not necessarily when you got this safety over here with his hips towards inside of the field, right? And again, it's an absolutely insane throw from Spencer Rattler, and the fact that this was completed and MVS didn't get his head taken off is kind of wild, right? And the end zone angle is even more insane to look at. But Spencer Rattler 7-step drop from under center, which is extremely rare these days. But you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 back foot hits. We hitch. We run into a little bit of our the scum up front, the scrum, if you will, between the O line and D line. And this is just straight arm strength, just zipping the thing down the field, right in his hands. And again, like you have to think if this was like pre 2008, MVS might not have left the field on his own 2 feet. So let's look at this crazy, absolutely diabolical throw from the end zone view here. Again, we're going to start with the single back, motion him out. We know it's a pass, 7-step drop, hitch. We run into our offensive line, and we just like flick of the wrist. Look at this. Phew. It doesn't even look real almost. But nonetheless, completion, big play down the field. All right, next play here, 2nd down and 2. Saints are trying to get a shot down the field. So we're going to get over route here, play action, right? They're going to fake kind of like the, where they send the offensive line over here and the running back over here, and they're going to fake like a throwback screen, right? But we're going to get the over route, and then we're going to get Jawan Johnson right here. He's going to fake the corner, then break across the field, and it is going to be wide open. Problem is protection, not there, right? Roll out, roll out, roll out, and check out Jawan Johnson. Going this way? Nope, going this way. Puts this guy in a blender. He turns around, acts like you don't know what's happening. Deep safety, nowhere position to make a play, and it is wide open. And Spencer Rattler is looking for it, right? But the protection, just it doesn't hold up, right? You got Moreau, who ends up making the catch on this play. You got Penning out over here body slamming somebody, and you got the fullback Adam Prentice. Got to ask for a little bit better job by Adam Prentice on this play, right? Like if we can get this guy half a second longer for Rattler to see Juwan Johnson coming open, this is going to be a touchdown, right? A what 70-yard touchdown. But it's still a nice shot from Rattler getting the ball off here to Moreau, who leaks out eventually and picks up like 12 yards on the play. But it's pretty clear the Saints were trying to take a shot here um, on this play. And it's really clear when you look at his eyes from the next camera angle here. Okay. So let's see. Play action. Boom. And you could see Rattler's eyes. He's looking that way. He's looking that way, looking that way. And again, like we got to have, especially when we have two guys here on 96, we got to do a better job here, right? I mean, this guy completely ruins a 70-yard touchdown. But again, positive play. Can't complain too much. Nice 12-yard game from Foster Moreau. Next play here. This is just an absolute seed from Spencer Rattler with a free rusher in his face. Commanders, man coverage. He's going to hit Moreau here, who's going to motion over and kind of just run this little short, shallow route against Bobby Wagner. And I mean, you'll see it. Like Spencer Rattler delivers this thing. Just watch. Really can't put it into words. So free rusher in his face. Look at this. Phew. Right there in between two defenders, right in Foster Moreau's hand. Again, with a free rusher in his face. Let's look at that one more time. Right. Top of our drop. Ball out. Beautiful. Then here from the end zone view, protection wise, there really should have never been a free rusher, right? I think everybody from center over has it figured out. Left side gets a little confused. Should have been McCoy for 4, Ruiz, Penning, and it should have been Lucas Patrick, Fuaga. I mean, it's 5-man protection against a 5-man rush, so you really should not have a free rusher right there. But nonetheless, right? You do. And I mean, the throw. Wow. Next one here, another nice throw from Rattler, another huge gain. I like what we're doing down here. So we're going to kind of get like a little, not necessarily a switch release, but we're going to get, this guy kind of on the clear out. He's going to kind of come under him and then come wrap around for the deep end. And again, nice throw from Rattler. Nice completion, I'll say. Again, on the throw, it's thrown right at the right time, right? Back foot hits. We take one hitch, half a second hits. We let the thing rip, and it's a huge completion. Again, beggars can't be choosers. I get it. But ball placement, man. Let's put that thing out in front of that receiver. I mean, this is Scantling, one of the fastest receivers in the league. Look at all the space he has. All the space he has out here. If you put this ball just in front of him and he can run with it, I mean, that's probably a touchdown, right? Maybe not a touchdown, but I mean, there's a good chance, right? He's fast, you know. So let's take this thing back a little bit here. Again, boom. He rips it over the middle. I mean, I like it. Again, you can't really complain too much, right? Huge gain, nice throw, nice play from the rookie quarterback. This play here, he gets lucky that this ball is not picked off. Going to go fake toss to Kendre Miller. Going to try to hit Juwan Johnson on the vertical down the seam. And, it's not really the best job by Juwan Johnson helping out his young quarterback. But again, the ball could have been thrown way better, right? So what we're trying to do, they're going to be in Tampa too, right? What we're trying to do is we're trying to get this defender here. Okay, this hook defender. We're trying to get him to widen out just enough so that Juwan Johnson can get behind him and catch this thing on the inside a little bit, right? And so we do that. What do? We fake the toss to Kendre Miller, right? Fake the toss. That really doesn't do too much, right? Doesn't do too much. This is a good player, Luvu. He's been terrorizing the Saints since he played for the Panthers, right? But Johnson, he needs to fake this outside move a little better, right? Just not the best effort in the world. Like, give me something. Give me some kind of shake and bake out here to kind of open things up a little more, right? And, with a perfect throw, this can be completed in this triangle, right? This can be completed down the seam with a better throw from Spencer Rattler. Do not get it wrong. Do not get it twisted. And again, easiest interception you'll ever make, and he drops it. Thank God for the Saints part, right? But again, little bit better effort out of Juwan Johnson selling this thing outside to move this defender away a little bit, but also need a better throw, a more accurate throw from Rattler, and this would have been a big completion down the field. All right, so let's get into the game, well, almost game-winning drive from Rattler. He made some nice throws on this drive, this play, huge 3rd and 1, right? We're going to get double speed outs at the bottom of the screen here, one by the Juwan Johnson, one by, I believe it's Cedric Wilson Jr. He does a nice job here, right? Nice, accurate throw. One step drop, back foot hits, let that thing go, and we throw it accurately, right? We put it to where the receiver can turn upfield and get out of bounds to stop the clock. That is huge. That is huge, huge, huge in this situation, right? We've seen quarterbacks in the past, throw this thing inside. He has to turn upfield and he's tackled out of bounds. Clock's running, clock's running. This time, not the case. Right, we put that thing on the right shoulder. Receiver's able to get upfield and get out of bounds to stop the clock. All right, 2nd down and 12 here. Another really nice completion from Spencer Rattler, this time to Juwan Johnson. He's on the over route here. He is going to zip this thing in there, and I mean zip it in there. If he throws it any lighter, it has a chance of being incomplete or picked off. So, I mean, just check out this thing. Boom, right in there, right over the outstretched arms of Bobby Wagner, right between 2 defenders. I mean, he absolutely guns that thing in there. And I think this throw deserves a look at it from the end zone view because he absolutely missiled this thing in there right by Bobby Wagner. So, boom. I mean, look at that. Phew. That is insane. Either way, 2nd and 12. Huge, huge gain there. Nice throw from the rookie and a nice catch from the TikToker, Juwan Johnson. So now this makes 3rd and 3, and this play is only, I'd say, negative on this drive from Rattler because the play is there, right? We're gonna get just we're gonna get outs at the top, right? Again, out, and it's there to Pettis, and he kind of comes off of it way too soon, right? You can see he's looking left initially, so this side that tells me that's the side he's reading, but he just comes off of it way too soon. And you can see it's open. It's open for the 1st down. But at this point, like he's already scrambling, right? He's scrambling, scrambling, scrambling. And he tries to make an improvised play, right? And this right here, if this isn't holding or pass interference, I'm not really sure what is, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that's not called, right? The refs in this game were absolutely horrendous, um, without a doubt, right? So, he could have thrown this thing for the 1st down, but I get it. Like the time, you have no timeouts. If you take a sack, the ball game might be over, right? It probably is over. So he's kind of, the clock in his head is sped up a lot at this point. Again, circumstances. Rookie quarterback coming off the bench second in the 2nd quarter or the 2nd half, you know, circumstances, right? So I get it. The clock is sped up. He's trying to make a play. You live to fight another day, and that he did, right? So let's look at the next one. All right, so 4th down and 3, right? And the ball ends up going to Moreau, which is funny because initially he's part of the pass protection until he leaks out. But we're going to get a short post from Juwan Johnson with the flat from Kendre Miller. And I think if he looks up top, he stays up top on Juwan, this probably could have been a touchdown against Marshawn Lattimore, right? Could have been a touchdown. You also could have probably got the 1st down here in the flat with Kendre Miller, but you probably don't trust Kendre Miller too much because he just dropped a pass earlier in the 4th quarter. So not the safest option, right? As far as down here, you're going to kind of get, I really don't love the play call down here. You're going to get a fade. You're going to kind of get it in and up. And then again, you're going to get Moreau initially helping with the pass protection until he leaks out and gets the 1st down. So let's press play here. So you can see he's looking up top initially, right? But again, his clock is sped up. He's sped up. He's trying to make a play. But you can see, could he make this throw? I think so. That probably could have been a touchdown, right? Or right here, 1st down. But I like how he doesn't panic here in the pocket too much. He didn't, like the previous play, he didn't panic. He didn't run too soon. He stood in the pocket until he found an open receiver. And keep your eye on Moreau down here. Again, initially pass protecting, going through his progressions is Rattler. Then he finds Moreau, who backpedals. And this is hilarious. Watch Lucas Patrick, how he panics here. He's like, okay, get up. Come on. Get up. Right. And so let's take a look at the touchdown that was after this. Well, of course, after the spike. All right, so here is the touchdown, and I love this play call, unlike the 2-point conversion. I love this play call. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with a bunch over here. We're going to motion over Kevin Austin Jr. What does that do? That pulls the defense over as well, right? And this is simple. Cedric Wilson, you have one job, Cedric Wilson Jr., get in the way of him and get in the way of him so that Foster Moreau can leak out in the flat for a touchdown. And that's exactly what Cedric Wilson Jr. does and what Foster Moreau does on this play. You can see he disrupts him and he disrupts him, and this is a touchdown, right? Beautiful play call, beautiful design. I love it. Now let's get into the atrocity that is the 2 point conversion play. All right, so here it is, right? And I hate the play call. I hate cutting the field in half. I hate rolling out, cutting the field in half. I just hate it, right? I would prefer just call a play, a full field play where you have as many options as possible, right? Especially in a moment where it's literally the game is on the line. Very few plays in an NFL game can you say this play is for the game. Well, this play is literally for the game, right? Like they get it, they lose. If they get it, they win. If they don't get it, they lose, right? So I hate the play call. With that being said, I think I think this is a beautiful ball from Spencer Rattler, and I think this ball needs to be caught from Jawan Johnson. I think this is what you rely on your big tight end for in situations like this, right? I think he puts this thing in Jawan Johnson's hands. Now, would it have been a great, insane, difficult catch? Yes. But man, I think that you gotta have that one. You got to snag that one. I think from the other view, you can kind of tell even worse. It goes right through his hands, and it's a fastball, right? But it kind of has to be. It has to be a fastball because this is good tight man coverage from the Commanders, and Rattler puts the ball only where his receiver had a chance of catching it. And another thing with this play, I've seen a lot of people talking about is whether Kevin Austin Jr. down here was open in the back of the end zone, and the answer is kind of both yes and no, right? So at this point, we're rolling out, we're rolling out, we're rolling out, we're rolling out. And late into the play, this defender is going to try and jump the route in Juwan Johnson. But at this point, you can see Rattler's arm. He's already cocking this thing back to throw. So when he is throwing this thing, Kevin Austin Jr. is not open. Okay, he is not open at this point. He doesn't know that this defender is going to leave his receiver and come off on Juwan Johnson's route. Rattler doesn't know that, right? And I'm guarantee you this guy probably, got in trouble in the film room for it, right? But nonetheless, he does come open right now. If Rattler decides to keep rolling out, rolling out, rolling out, and hold on to the ball, and let's just say he's still rolling out, then yes, it would have been wide open. But that's just not. That's just football. You know what I mean? That's football. Rattler has to make a decision. He knows he has to make a decision because Jawan Johnson, I'm sure, is a primary read, and he's running out of real estate to throw this thing. So if he's going to make a throw, he has to do it now. And I mean, look, when the ball ends up getting to him, there's what, like maybe yard and a half left of grass to play. So Rattler had to make a decision, and he had to make the decision before Kevin Austin Jr. ends up coming open. So I'm not mad at that part. I'm mad at the tight end for not catching the ball. Granted, very difficult throw. So let's look at it again from the end zone view and kind of get a little better look at how he probably could have made this catch. All right, so here we go. There's the rollout. Let's try to pause this thing at the perfect time. I mean, you kind of seen it right there, right? It bounced right off his hands. I mean, right there, right? Like, I mean, come on. Bounced right off his hands. Difficult, yes, but man, it's just that would have been incredible if he would have caught that ball. Nonetheless, Spencer Rattler showed a lot of promise. I think he showed a lot of growth, especially compared to the games that he started earlier in the season. Now, of course, it helps that he's behind the starting offensive line, right? But still a depleted receiving core, even more so than before because you don't have Chris Olave out there. But I think he showed a lot of growth. I think if Derek Carr is going to be out, and really even at this point in the season, if Derek Carr is healthy, you know, I would still probably start Spencer Rattler the rest of the year, right? Best case scenario, you win a couple games and you might have the future at quarterback. Or that's actually worst case scenario. Best case scenario, you lose some games and you get potentially better draft spots. So appreciate you guys watching. Peace.